to the president of Egypt, Sisi. That's his name, I think. So seriously, president of Egypt? You would really say that? I saw your video, seriously. You said you were a patient person? No, you're not. First of all, don't be greedy. You're being so greedy. You said we don't want to threaten anyone, but guess what? You're threatening us, Ethiopia. But we don't care if you're threatening us, but we just want to use our water. You're so selfish, Egypt. I don't get it. You guys, Ethiopia you've been using this water forever, like many years. Time for Ethiopia to take its own water. How is that hard to do? If it's not fair. If it's Ethiopia's water, she just wants to use it. You've been using this Nile water like centuries, years ago. Probably from the time of Pharaoh, you've been using the Nile River. And that goes for Sudan too. You should be listening too, but mostly Egypt. You've been using this water forever. Let Ethiopia get a fair share of its own. When I'm saying own, I mean own, like its own. It's like its own backyard water. If anyone tried to take some water, if it was yours, would you let Sudan and Ethiopia take your water? If it's yours, no, you wouldn't. So if it's Ethiopia's water, which it is, then let Ethiopia use its water. You'll still get water. The dam won't do any effect on your water. You'll still get water. It'll still go to your country. There's no reason. Plus, these facts are not true. Ethiopia will let you have the water, but don't be so greedy about it. Sheesh. Ethiopia just wants to use this water. Okay, compare your life to Ethiopia's life. I'm not saying Ethiopia has no life. It does. But compare Egyptians' life and Ethiopia's life without using the Nile. Egypt already has this cooking stove with electricity and stuff. It just cooks. It doesn't have to go and get a lot of firewood and just build a fire to make its food. No, it doesn't. But on the other hand, some parts in Ethiopia have to do that, which is not fair. Egypt has 100% access to electricity. Only 45 or 85% of Ethiopia has access to electricity when it has a Nile for itself. And there are neighboring countries that it is helping. You know that Ethiopia is selfless. It's been letting you use these water without Ethiopia even using its own water. You have clean water, Egypt. Ethiopia needs clean water. Some people need clean water. Don't you know that by now? What if you were the one living in misery? What if you were the person? How would you feel? Bad. Some Ethiopians out there have to collect wood, which would mean cutting out the trees, which would also mean not fresh air, like not enough air, which would mean less plants. But on the other hand, you just have to take the water from the Nile and use it as water, food, to put in your food, and electricity. Easy peasy. That's how easy yours can be. But other than Ethiopia's, it starts easy, then it gets hard. It's hard, easy. I meant to say it gets hard and hard. There's no easy pathway. Because when they take away the sticks, which breaks out the wood, they're going to have a bad, not such a good consequences, which would mean less air, which would mean not a lot of people living in Ethiopia, which is not really good. And the population will increase. Not a lot of people will be in the population of Ethiopia, which we not want. But seriously, Egypt, why are you making this a big deal? It's about to be filled up already. It's too late. Anyways, even if it wasn't too late, why would you try to take Ethiopia's water? People don't understand what you mean when you're saying that. It doesn't even make sense. It's not even your water. It starts from Ethiopia and goes to Egypt. That's it. It doesn't starts from Egypt and goes to Ethiopia. That's not how it works. That's the opposite. And when you said no one can touch Egypt's water, what do you mean Egypt's water? What do you mean Egypt's water? There's no such a thing as Egypt's water. But there is such a thing as Ethiopia trying to use its own water. There's such a thing. But Egypt's water? What? How do you say Egypt's water. This is just the Ethiopian water, not a river, going to get you alive. Don't you even be grateful for it? Don't be hateful. Be grateful. Haven't you heard of songs like that? Haven't you heard that Ethiopia has been helping you this all months, Egypt and Sudan? Don't you understand that's an easy fact. It's like this. Ethiopia uses its water. Done. How words? That was only 2 words and 1 sentence. Huh? Why would you try to get into a story? Well, to explain that. Plus, it's Ethiopia's water. Why can't it play in its own backyard? It's like if Ethiopia is a backyard, and if it's their backyard, but the children want to play in their backyard, let them play. Let them play freely. So let them have their water. And what do you mean, patient person exactly? The one being patient around here is Ethiopia. Letting you use the water, being very patient with you. Who's the patient person now, Egypt? That doesn't even make sense. You said clearly out loud to your Egyptian fellow friends. You said, I am a very patient man. No one can take a drop of water from Egypt. That whole thing you just said doesn't make sense. The whole speech you made does not make sense. What do you mean, red line? Well, it's a green line for Ethiopia to use its water. Green line, go. You trying to be the red line is not gonna work. Green line's gonna beat you up. Go. Ethiopia's gonna beat you. Go. Use its water. If you want negotiation, it's not mine. I'm not that word. Haven't you heard of the Battle of Ottawa? Haven't you heard about that story? Haven't you heard about the other wars? Haven't you? Pay attention to history. You need to go to history class. Learn Ethiopia's history, dude. That is not funny. If you want a negotiation, if you want war, Ethiopia's too strong. No one can beat Ethiopia's powers. Even if you might think, oh, Mininik and Tayitu and the other guys are not here, so we'll beat them up like this. If you think like that, nope, they're still in our blood. They go through us. We're all Ethiopians. Their power is in ourselves. We can fight you bravely, easy like they did. Ethiopia is strong. We will die for Ethiopia. Ethiopia has helped us. It's time for us to help Ethiopia. Time to not be selfish. Sudan, take this for you too. That doesn't just go for Egypt. You are still going to go with Egypt, huh? Explain. Do you guys not understand how easy this equation is? Egypt, Sudan, can you tell me what 0 plus 1 is? Yep, easy. 1 answer. That's 1. Easy peasy, right? It is as easy as 0 plus 1 to let Ethiopia use their water. That's how easy it can be. You guys are making this like times. You're making this like calculus, or you're making this like decimals, or whatever hard mathematician topic. You're making it like that. But there's another way to make it this easy. But Sudan, is that just for Egypt? Don't take this as a chance to be the good person around here. Huh? Just because Egypt's paying you doesn't mean you're going to relax and let Egypt get in trouble? When Egypt's not here, when you'll be blamed for your dudes too, dude. That's not cool. President of Sudan, President of Egypt, fix your minds right. You guys are acting crazy. We're not trying to be rude to you, but you shouldn't try to be rude to us. Plus, that speech was not amazing, if you thought it was amazing. You said not to calm down everyone. Well, you're not calming down Ethiopia. Well, we're not stressed about you. We're not scared of Egypt. What makes us think we're scared of these Egyptians that we call them, these Egyptians? You're the same as Pharaoh. Just same like Pharaoh. You're still rude. You're still selfish. You're still weird. You guys still are that way. Don't be like Pharaoh. Change at least. It's been years. Haven't you heard students that change over years? Why doesn't a country change over years? President Sisi and whoever the president of Sudan, listen to me. Stop trying to harm Ethiopia. I'm not talking to this to change your mind. I'm doing this to make you guys understand. And I'm preparing you. I'm warning you guys. I'm warning you. If you guys don't listen to me, you're gonna go through a big trouble from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is very strong. Check its history. You need to go to history class. Seriously. If you don't know how strong Ethiopia is, you don't know how to win Ethiopia. Ottawa? Remember Ottawa? I bet you don't. Well, you better do if you want to know the consequences if you start making Ethiopia mad. Ethiopia is patient with you people. You people. He's being patient for all of you guys. We Ethiopians can stand strong.